What happens when 5 of Australia's wittiest comedians go head-to-head, taking on the weirdest headlines, bizarre global news, and a ton of wild personal stories. Welcome back to Have You Been Paying Attention? Season 13, Episode 17, and if you thought last week was crazy, trust me, you're in for one heck of a ride. From wet stand, up axe and golf balls lost in the bushes to orgy tents gone awry, this episode delivers big laughs, quick-fire banter, and a tidal wave of topical trivia. And yes, by the end, it gets a little messy. Let's rewind the whole episode and break down the best moments, the wildest twists, and who came out on top. So, the stage is set right from the opening. Tom Gleisner, the unflinching quizmaster, welcomes a killer lineup like Pete Hellier, Kitty Flanagan, Tim McDonald, Emma Holland, and the always unpredictable Sam Pang. Immediately, there's that signature camaraderie and a few friendly digs as Tom riffs off Emma Holland's return from the Edinburgh Fringe. She jokes that her ancestry is Scottish. I don't, she admits, and shares a story about performing soaking wet after literally showering before a gig for laughs. It's this kind of self-deprecating absurdity that sets the mood nothing is off limits, and every headline, personal anecdote, or viral moment gets its turn in the comedy ring. Kitty Flanagan's golf swing is up next for light roasting, with her being dubbed certified cat lover and author. She's gleefully dismissive about golf's difficulty, mocking the fuss some men make. The ball is stationary, pick a spot, hit it there. But of course, the panel quickly points out her tendency to find the bushes rather than the green. Pete Hellier keeps it going, talking about snow gigs with Tom Gleason. I'm a professional. I do need new clubs. Plus, he's plugging his new podcast while slyly admitting maybe those snow gigs are for the freebies. Tim McDonald brings up his other show, The Cheap Seats, and jokes about landing Little Miss Universe. As a guest, we discussed the war in Ukraine, very interesting views. Sam Pang lands a classic punchline about Emma losing the crowd, and we're off to the races. The core of Have You Been Paying Attention lies in the rapid-fire news quizzes, with each comic buzzing in and riffing on global topics. The headlines aren't just news, they're launching pads for wild improvs. This episode's litany covers everything from Australian politics, with Senator Michael Akash's letter demanding Iran's Revolutionary Guard be classified as a terrorist group, and Kitty pretending it's a hairdresser request, to Donald Trump proposing 1-year jail for burning the American flag. Notable, recurring names like Bob Katter and the Iranian ambassador pop up in increasingly absurd contexts. Bob Katter asking to be referred to as Baba Ganesh. Jokes Petey. There's a running theme across the show: serious news stories get twisted into comic gold. Whether it's Susan Lay's wardrobe choice for the midwinter ball, Sky News diversity, blue, America's flag burning crackdown, Habub's giant dust storms in Phoenix measured in a C cup and a D cup, or the Orgy Dome at Burning Man's destroyed by a dust storm, or Sandy Lube, depending who you ask. The panel finds humor everywhere. It makes for a wild viewing experience, where one moment you're hearing about Australia's new tourism slogan as "Get Up and Gold Coast," and the next you're knee-deep in ceiling fan cleaning tips and portable urinals for Father's Day gifts. Showbiz and pop culture also take front and center, with Taylor Swift's engagement emoji, firecracker, and a prenup symbol, Anne Hathaway's notorious moon boot incident while filming The Devil Wears Prada 2, and the Wiggles getting sued by their former CEO for hurt, humiliation, and distress. There's a kind of rhythm to these moments, zany, outrageous, celebrity-driven, and always pushing the envelope, yet weirdly grounded in reality. A big highlight in this episode is the special guest Quizmaster segment. Jason Waterhouse, flight controller for the Bond SailGP team, steps in to quiz the group on world sport and sailing trivia. There's solid banter as panelists poke fun at his Formula One on water work, tales of pirates off Columbius, what movies were they downloading, and techie details about being stuck in hydrofoil, netting, yes, knives included. Unsurprisingly, the group steers nearly every answer back to land or a nautical pun. The heart of this episode may just be the Father's Day one, on one challenge, which is straight up ridiculous, and exactly why fans love this show. Tom brings out bizarre, dad-friendly gadgets, from the infamous Hiwi portable urinal to a premium egg holder, a portable hair drying bonnet, and an adjustable ceiling fan cleaner. Each comic tries to guess the function, getting close enough for laughs or far enough off for outright absurdity. It's less about winning and more about landing the best joke. Emma doesn't even realize she owns a ceiling fan cleaner until this segment. Of course, the episode wouldn't be complete without the regular rapid recall round, which is a blur of headline hits. It's everything from Virgin flights with clogged toilets, SpaceX's biggest ever rockets, soggy DoorDash fries, and a rare orange shark in Costa Rica. It has xanthism. To Boy George's mysterious confession and the ABC reinstating its China correspondent. The team's recall skills get tested, but the running gags about old news, low scores, and Tom's increasingly creative clues almost outshine the actual trivia. The pace never really slows, even as Kitty Flanagan jokes about her low score, backing you to come home with a wet sail. And the crescendo builds toward the final tally. There's a fitting amount of chaos in the closing minutes, with more topical gags swirling around election controversies, sports upsets, Grimsby Town dumping Manchester United out of the League Cup on penalties, and the ever-present need to move on, as Tom says. When it's time for the winner reveal, the vibe is equal parts triumphant and tongue-in-cheek. Tim McDonald takes out the episode, but really, the winners are anyone watching or recapping the hour. That last rapid-fire montage to gift ideas, a reminder about video quizmasters from Canada, and an old man searching through compost for his wife's wedding ring, or rings, or lands exactly as you'd expect for Have You Been Paying Attention? Severn irreverent, subversive, side-splitting, and never too serious. To sum up, Season 13, Episode 17 is a masterclass in quick-wit, cultural skewering, and the kind of community chaos that only happens when you put legendary panelists in a room and throw the world's news stories at them. Every round is a roller coaster, from viral fails to sports victories, Father's Day gift disasters to celebrity mishaps. The panel's chemistry is electric, and the rapid twists keep you on your toes, whether picking apart political headlines or turning every answer into punchline gold. So, who paid the most attention? Maybe Tim McDonald this week, but in the end, everyone's a winner. If you love this breakdown, let me know your favorite moment in the comments. Hit that like button, share this video with your quiz-loving mates, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest recaps and gut-busting highlights from Have You Been Paying Attention? Catch you next week.